With Gabriel out, which is just crazy for Arsenal. I'm sure Arsenal fans are sort of pulling their hairs out. You know, Gabriel out after international break, being out there with Brazil and going to face Spurs in the London Derby. That game, obviously, you would say, looking at the form of both sides, Arsenal should be winning that one. But they dropped points to Sunderland just before the transfer, just before the international break, and now you have someone as key as Gabriel. Now, usually when you have a defender out, you're talking and you talk about the team missing him and needing him in your team, you usually focus on defensive contribution, what he's able to do, what he's able to provide for the team. You know, the defensive third, how he's able to marshal the defense, how he's able to be a leader from the back. But with Gabriel, it's completely different. It's absolutely different. We all know Arsenal has been, mocked severally, being called as Corner FC, set piece United, but for me, I don't see why people are sort of mocking Arsenal. I've been mocking Arsenal. It's just stupid. I think it's just haters wanting to hate, because every goal in football ranks the same, whether it's a stunning strike from 40 yards or tapping right in front of the goal line or a goal from a corner kick. It ranks the same. But what is important right now to look at is how would Arsenal fare without Gabriel? Because usually, even in games where Arsenal dominate play in terms of possession, in terms of pressure, chances created, chances on goal from open play, usually it is the defensive aspect of the game that helps them. It is the set piece aspect of games that helps them, open up teams. Because you get a goal from a free kick, set play, from a corner kick, then suddenly everywhere is open up. The opposition now would have to come up, would have to look to attack you, and then you can take your time and piece them apart. In the game versus Slavia Praha in the Champions League, the same thing. Once they got the first goal, the game opened up to them. They could then hit Slavia Praha on the attack, on the counter attack. So going against Spurs, I don't think Spurs will pull a Sunderland and defend too deep. I think they would try to attack, and I expect what Spurs would do would be what Thomas Frank has always done, even when he was at Brentford, which is close down the wide men. That is, don't let them turn, have the fullbacks right behind, the wingers. Once they receive ball with their back to goal, then that's an issue. But the good thing for Arsenal fans and the likes of Mikel Arteta is that he has found different ways to play, which is annoying for rival fans, and I'll say I'm one of them. But he's found different ways of playing, so they can play via set pieces, they can go long. So I think it'll be an interesting one. Now, Spurs, can they afford to lose this one? If they lose this, then top four becomes really dicey for them going into the rest of the season. I know people say, oh yeah, this is just, it's not even quite halfway through the season, but I just feel like this game is pretty significant. And like we know, with football, derbies, you have form going out the window, so they always stand as one of games. So Spurs, Arsenal, let's see how that shapes up. And kudos, hopefully it's available for Spurs. Let's see what it can do. If you can create a chink or find a chink in the Arsenal's armor, let's see how that shakes down. Xavi Simons hasn't really been that great for, although he was fairly decent in the international break, but he hasn't really been that great for Spurs. And I see some Chelsea fans who've been going on about, we dodged a bullet. No, I don't think he dodged a bullet. I just think it's the team he's playing for. I think it's his manager he's playing for a bit, because I don't think Thomas Frank is very flexible, but he's one of those managers that wouldn't completely let you off the chain, that wouldn't completely let you go as an attacking minded player as Xavi Simons. He'll still have his ways of reining you in a bit. So I think that's why you quite haven't seen the best of Xavi Simons, because Spurs will always be Spurs. That's just where I look at it. Maybe I'm looking at it from a Chelsea fan's lens, but that's just how it is. So let me know your opinions on this game. Who do you think will be winning this one? I think Arsenal may just win this one, although I'm praying, begging for a draw. Hopefully it can end 0-0 or 1-1, but this just seems like a game where Arsenal will just find a way to win. And that's why, from a Chelsea fan's perspective, it becomes really important for Chelsea to get all 3 points versus Burnley, because after the Champions League, you're going up against Arsenal. So because one thing is to get yourself prepared, because if you get 3 points off and Spurs are able to win against Arsenal, then you're 3 points behind going into that game. You can top the table. And as well, even if Spurs are able to get points of Arsenal, you know, if you get all 3 points, you're able to get even closer to them. You may not top the table next weekend, but you know, you will be very close to Arsenal, so you must do your own business just from perspective. So Arsenal fans, I want to know, how do you feel about Gabriel? I know how I feel about Cole Palmer having a freak accident with his toe bashing against his wall, and that means he will be out for a longer time than anticipated. So let me know your opinions on this game. Well, will Arsenal be able to win this or lose this? Looking at this game, let's see how it goes. So let me know your opinions in the comment section. Do leave your score predictions as well, and I'll see you in another video. Stay well, stay blessed. Bye bye.